Comrades, power! Power! Jalala! Jalala! Welcome. Comrades, Bungulu? Bungulu! That's what he had forgotten, right? Well, Vice Chancellor, all dignitaries present, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, dear comrades and friends, I salute you in the name of comradeship. Comrades, power! Power! Comrades, Ria! Ria! Comrades, Ra! Ra! Comrades, Bungulu! Bungulu! Vice Chancellor, sir, R.D. Briansmead, an American lay preacher, once said something that I wish to repeat here. That he who withholds truth or debars men from the motives of its expediency is either a coward, a criminal, or even both. Therefore, Professor, sir, in my address, I wish to be as truthful as possible, and I'll pick the coherence theory as my justification for this truth. Well, I know for sure that this is a historic day. It is a historic day that is going to go down in the annals of history of this great institution, from its leadership, from the students to the administration. Professor Vice Chancellor, I know there has been a misconstruement, rather a stereotype. I know there has been a stereotypic notion about the definition of a student organization. But as I stand here today as the new chairperson for the PUSA 2019-2020, I take cognizance of the priceless fact that the university statute defines a student organization as an important tool in management. Therefore, Vice Chancellor, we are in 21st century, sir, don't worry. I know in the 20th, I think during the debate, I really expounded the difference between the student leadership of the 20th century and that of the 21st century. In 20th century, it was a civil society. But in 21st century, we want to impart value in ourselves. That as we walk out of this place with our degrees, we have a diversified approach of approaching life. Vice Chancellor, all these people sitting and standing here in this hall, which is full to the brim, are so anxious. These are young men and women who have goals to reach, who have expectations to meet, who have dreams to fulfill and a future to live in. But the only question is, what is the possible trajectory that they're going to follow to reach where they want to reach? And that's why we are here in government today. Professor, sir, our coming to office does not have any relationship for introducing a boxing ring between the students and the administration. In fact, we want to call you Brother Rajab instead of Professor Rajab. Because at the heart of the Comrades Alliance, takes to concern that beyond our tribes, that beyond our education, that beyond our causes, that beyond our ears, that beyond our religious differences, there is a single spirit that gives us a reminder of the dream that we have and enthusiastically pushes us toward fulfilling them, the spirit of comradeship. And therefore, if there is a tribe amongst us, it's a tribe called Upon University. If there is anything that is to join us together, it's Upon University. Because by the grace of God, we are stepping on the same ground, breathing the same oxygen under the same umbrella of the Upon University. And this is Upon University. Therefore, Professor Sir, I want to demystify this notion that has been, existing since time immemorial. That whenever you see a student, you've seen a civil leader, you've seen a person who can take you, to the cemetery. No, we're not. We are coming with a new definition of the power of comradeship. Professor Sir, I want to briefly mention how we intend to improve the value of the lives of these people, that they may sit and stand and arrive at their destinations in their destinies in life. Professor Sir, the first thing that we presented to them, and I wish to present to you too, was the Students' Involvement Platform. Professor, this is an institution of higher learning, sir. An institution of higher learning is a breeding, ground of intellectualism and intelligentsia. It's a high time we need to create. It is a high time, therefore, Professor, we revive back the platforms of engagements with these people. That is not in aim of raising any danger in this university, but in aim of breeding them to be, the fair breed intellectuals that are needed by our society today. Because for sure we know, and it is true that our community and society today is in dire need of intellectual and inspired minds. I want this to be the replacing note of your note, Professor. I want you to see them tomorrow as professors too. But that one will include a lot of things. Number one, let's create a platform where these people can come together like this, not to experience the swearing in of our government, but to engage on constructive matters for the betterment of the society. Professor, one thing that we presented to them, first of all, this is an institution of higher learning, sir. In the 21st century, we need to make sure now that the learning environment is fair to all of them. I know, Professor, I am a full-time subscriber of the ideology of EFF in South Africa, led by Julius Malema, my one. And I know in their government today, as they approach elections, they have put almost all students to run as members of parliament. We want to nurture these people to be the leaders of our tomorrow that we can create here today in Port University. And it is in them that lies the hope of a brighter future by our parents. Listening to them, Professor, all of them have wishes, from academic trips that they pay for. To help facilities that only work for 8 days a day, 8 hours a day. Not forgetting that sickness can come any day, any time, even at night is an option. Yeah. Professor, sir, I really appeal to a revolutionary conscience of chemistry, because I know you are an organic chemist. Sir, I appeal with you. Let our health center run 24/7, 13/12. But there is that nerve, which when you touch, everybody will stand up. Oh my, the issue of school fees, Professor. I know the outgoing chair has made mention about it. And I know I was in your office this day morning to talk to you about the same concern. And I know we have still a discussion to make. But Professor, sir, sincerely speaking, I'm imagining of a situation where I wake up one day and realize that half of this group are at home because of automatic deferment out of school fees. We can be fair for once. Let's give them an opportunity to do the exam and pay the fees. We are students, comrades power. That is not to say that they should never pay school fees, no. We know it is the role of our parents to pay school fees. But when you push us to the wall so much, Professor, you make us, look like we are the ones who are to pay school fees. And indeed, some of these people are watchmen outside here. And the money they get, they use in paying school fees. I'm imagining of a situation where a student wakes up in the morning, prepares for an exam, and gets to the exam room, has to be forced to go back to the hostel, get his suitcase out of his drawer, go home because of school fare of only 1,200. Professor, I know you have a human heart. We can sit down. I have many ideas of how we can raise fees for these people. We just need to... Comrades power. And one of which, Professor, is to harmonize the bursaries that we have. I know you give us the university internal bursary, we thank you. But it's a high time we need to harmonize these bursaries, such that there is no Ratans bursary, such that there is no university bursary, such that there is no PUSA bursary, there is a whole student bursary in one bursary. And I'm sure, Professor, and I'm sure I'm the right person to connect you with the investors and the local government around here to pump more monies into this school. Therefore, Professor, when we do that, we shall have introduced a platform where these people can prepare to be the replacing lot in our society tomorrow. And another thing that I mentioned to them, Professor, which I know you like and I know you support us, is the aspect of extra economic empowerment of these people. These people need to be financially independent. If during your time comradeship meant going to the road and demanding things from the government, it's a high time we have brains that can exercise entrepreneurship and skills, and they're given an opportunity, these guys can flourish. We only ask that you give us an opportunity to increase the stalls that we have, to bargain with the county through you, that we may have our Pwani University Comrades Market also there. And I know it can be done. I know for sure that it can be done. Another thing, Professor, another thing that is so exasperating, another concern that is so devastating and exasperating at the same time, is the concern of Congress. I have mentioned Congress in more than one time. And the Professor, you imagine of a situation where a person stands up to be elected as a delegate, not knowing that he is only being elected to become a vote of the next person and that's the end of it. No. These people in the name of delegates, Professor, are the direct link between the government and the students in their respective schools. Professor, we shall come to your office. We shall come to your office to impress this upon your mind, that it is not only a professional concern, but a cognitive importance of instituting the institution of Congress. All universities in Kenya have implemented it, except Pwani University. We can be fair for once. And lastly, Professor, we need to address to them the issue of PUSA connectivity. That is a high time, Professor. We need to be sure of where these guys are going in the future through sitting and looking the way they do their things. Professor, for example, there is a supermarket here called the Tusky Supermarket. I've mentioned it a number of times. We are 7,195 students. What is Tusky's Supermarket without these students? It's nothing. It's a high time those people need to pay back to the university by all means necessary. All investors here have managed their businesses through the direct clerkship of these people. It's a high time we create a linkages office, Professor. And that's why in our offices, our post offices, we shall create one of those offices to be purely concerned with the linkages between the outside government, between the national government, between the investors and the community and the students. Such that when I need a student who comes to my office, Professor, like I wish I had my phone, I would show you how students are suffering here, Professor, through the text and they call their name. Such that when I need the student who comes to my office, I don't have, to imagine where I'm going to get funds to help them, but give them an opportunity to go and act as surveyors outside there, briefly. And this can only happen if we have a good link with our society outside there. And I'm sure this is the only way that these people can be fed. And by so doing, Professor, we shall be demystifying this notion that it's only in the University of Nairobi where, fair breeze intellectuals come from. We want to bury that one to the date, and we want to make sure that it's only from university. We want to make sure now that as people have mentioned University of Nairobi for a very long time, people shift their attention to Pwani University. And that can only happen if there is good working relationship between the students and the government. And we tell you, Professor, for sure, that in less than 2 months, we shall bring the seat of being the PUSO chair back here. We shall bring it here. Because even the devil knows that I'm more powerful than that lady in the University of Nairobi. And we shall bring it home. Therefore, in my last but not least breath, Rather, before I dry the tiny drops of fretfulness of my speech, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to talk to you that the magic of human achievement gives an irrefutable proof that if nationalism of this country and continent is awakened among the comrades, it becomes the vanguard against the pending impunity that has always put Kenya and Africa in the dining hall, not as the diners, but as the dining table. I know for sure it does not take a century to impart change. Comrades, power. It does not take a century to impart change. It takes a revolutionary mind to walk the uncharted frontiers into the new possibilities, and indeed drag the thick curtains that have been always blocking us from accessing our future. And this can only happen if we really come back to our senses, if we really appeal to our conscience, if we really take a deep breath, if we really consult our conscience and roll on a cause that yearns not only to impart value in our individual selves, but to the entire Pan University. And that is when the dream of making the Pan University we want a reality is going to be experienced. Thank you very much. God bless you.